Well, that escalated quickly. Used to be some trees and some brush and some landscape timbers. And the yard's on fire. That's okay. Yep. Typical weekend. That's how I roll. Okay, shop lights powering on. Today, I'm finally going to get started on a long neglected project, and that is redoing the floor on this trailer. Last time you guys saw this trailer, I had a 5,400 pound Suburban on top of it, and I was a little concerned that the floor may not support the 5,400 pound Suburban. So today I'm going to tear all this stuff out. We're going to fit some new planks on the floor and hopefully at least get them screwed in some. But you know how things go when you make a plan, that just gives you something to deviate from. So first things first, I'm going to get all this new lumber off of the deck and we're going to start to pry this deck up. I brought my 1/4 inch impact driver. I think it's a Torx 25 fastener that holds these down. And if that does not work, I also brought the 4-foot pry bar. And if that does not work for any reason, I've also brought a 4-foot pry bar. So one way or the other, these old planks are coming off, and that's where we're gonna get started from today. So enjoy, this should be a pretty good video. Oh, by the way, last time you guys were here, I let y'all know that I found myself a cover for this breaker panel. And I also, let's see if it's gonna power up. No, it's not turned on. I also moved this compressor over here to this corner and kind of wired it. This is a semi-permanent compressor install job, but at least now it is functional. Let's see if we're gonna power on. Yep. Not too bad. So I now have a functional air compressor out here. I wanted to put this thing out back, but that would have required me to have another slab poured or pour another slab. So temporarily, it's just over here hanging out in this corner. That may end up being permanently temporary, but we'll see how that evolves as time moves on. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'll set the camera up over here and I'm going to switch this into time-lapse mode. And I'm just gonna run through each plank at a time and just tear them up with a pry bar. I've already attempted to get some of the screws out and they just kind of spin. So unscrewing them is not gonna work. So we're just gonna do this with some brute force and see how that works out. I'm hoping this goes fairly easily considering the condition of the wood. Yeah, this is gonna be okay. We're just gonna tear all this stuff out and then whatever fasteners I find left over, I'll just tear those off or grind them off or do whatever I've got to do to remove them. Yeah, this is going to be a mess. Real quick. But that's okay. That's what I signed up for. Next. Yeah, the wood is just pulling right through the screws that are bolting this down. It's super easy. Okay, I think I've found a way to get these out without having to hack them all off. I'll break them loose with the wrench. Here, you guys, there you go. Go right there. I'll break them loose and then I'll try to spin them out with a little impact driver. That should do the job. Yep, that's gonna work. Fortunately for me, they're not bolted on every cross member. It looks like there's just 2 sets. This one right here and then that one farther up there. So that's good. I think what I'll do to avoid having to unload this pile and then load it back up is I'll just start placing planks as I remove planks. That way I reduce my pile of materials and get the work done at the same time. So I'm gonna pull the rest of those little bolts out over there and then sweep off all this debris and everything from the rails, clean it up, and then I'll start getting planks placed in position. Then I can transition over to the other side, start demoing that, and then place the planks on that one. If you recall from earlier, I don't think I got enough 2x6s because I had a slight oversight in my calculations and found out these were actually 2x8s, and I purchased 2x6s. So I'll probably just leave kind of a gap in the middle at first, and once I get the rest of these placed, I'll just pick up the remainder of the materials and then finish it off in the center section. Seems logical to me. Shoot, let's move over here. We'll pull these studs out and go to work. Reverse click. Some penetrating lube might help. I'm really not certain if I have any here or not. It might be all back at the workplace. But since this is working out, I didn't spend much time looking for some either. Nice. Get all that dirt out of there. Sweet. Oh no, I'm looking around and I don't have my little broom. I only have the big broom. Oh well, I guess that'll work. I'll just use a part of it. Always undersupplied, no matter what. There. I know I'm doing it wrong. Freeze. Nice and shiny. Logo will be good. All right, let's try to get this first 2x6 placed. Oh, it's heavy and it's far away. Average. And of course there, it looks like it's about an inch too short. Let's go see if we're in all the way up here. Yeah, that's in all the way. Okay, I'll have to cut these to fit. No biggie. All right, so we're gonna measure once and cut twice. That's good. I'm leaving a little bit of tolerance regarding the spacing of these planks because I need to leave room for expansion and contraction. So I can't say that I completely agree with sandwiching this ground wire in underneath of one of the planks, but I didn't design it. It is what it is. I'm just gonna leave that alone, but if it becomes a problem later, then I can just ground it right here. All right, next. This one also needs to have a cut made in it. So let's change our angle of our dangle and trim this to fit. Like a glove. These boards aren't straight. See the gap? But that'll do. It's just a trailer. the way I figure this trailer's 5 years old, and if this redecking job lasts 5 more years, that'll probably be the end of the life for this trailer as it is. I'm sure it'll rust out by then, or something will break, who knows. All right, so I'm looking down the line on this center board right here, and its bend is actually kind of excessive. Now that I've got another one up next to it, so I'm gonna take this one out of circulation. It can probably be bent back, but I'm gonna save that for later. We'll just stash that off to the side. Huh. Woo! Bit of gap. I'm eyeballing roughly a 1/4 inch gap. That's good. Okay, I like that one better. Much more better. What do you guys think? Does that look good? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Okay, one more. I'll just roll the boards into position. Nice. Okay, next victim. I want to flip it over. That stuff's ugly. I don't like ugly wood. And of course, got to make the trim cut. I know my builder square is highly technical. It's the micrometer. Good. All right, so there's gonna be one slight deviation in the plan. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start fastening these planks down as I go along, because I bumped into one while placing this one and it shifted the whole stack over. And I'd hate to meticulously space all of these and make one error and then all of a sudden I've gotta meticulously space all of them again. So what I have chosen to fasten these down are, I don't even know if these are stainless. I don't think they are. Let's go check. Okay, so I wanted to use stainless fasteners because this thing does get rained on. However, these are the only fasteners that I could find at the big orange box store that were gonna be long enough with the appropriate diameter. Everything else was either too short or too long. So I don't even know what these are made of. I don't think they're galvanized. It doesn't say. Either way, they are for self-drilling and tapping and fastening metal to metal, and I'm sure that they'll work just fine with wood because they've got a nice flat flange on the head right here. And the way I figure, if I fasten these down and then I account for the 1/8 to 1/4 at the bottom, I'll have about a 1/4 to 1/2 inch protrusion, and if I countersink them, it still won't protrude very far, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So these should be acceptable for the application. And again, considering the lack of options that I had at the store, those are what we're gonna go with. I've also changed my mind again with regards to which one of the cross members I'm gonna fasten these to. See, there's a piece of angle iron that slips down and over this last rail to clamp these down. We can skip one, so I'm again going to use the same cross member to do the fastening, and the same tactic applies to the fronts. So there's a lip on that front, the board slides into that lip, and then I'll skip one cross member and then fasten to that second cross member back. So keeping with the theme of the original build, I will just do 2 fasteners per plank. Let's move those out of the way so I can center this properly. And right there looks good. Here goes nothing. You guys can't see. I'm terrible. That'll do. I like it. Let's do one more in the front and then we'll move over to the second board. Right, there's the center, there's the center. Perfect. Not perfect. This is going to take way too long. I'm going to drill pilot holes. Not long enough. Well, that was easy. Bullshit. Okay, I see what the issue is. Take a look at that. I was going through 2 pieces of steel on this one, not one. Yeah, I went through 2 pieces. Okay, well, now that I see what the problem was, I feel better about this situation. I believe I will continue to keep up with the pilot holes though. That'll just make this a lot easier, and it'll save some battery life in my little impact gun. Right there. There we go. Okay, so earlier I said we were going to do this in time lapse to save some time, and I think I'll start doing that now since I've established a decent system that seems to be working out. So sit back and enjoy the music. Okay, I don't know if you guys caught that because it was in time-lapse mode, but my pilot hole is too small and the bit was catching and then it broke off twice. So I'm going to kind of chamfer that hole because it's pretty boogered up, and I'll deburr it as best I can. I'll use this little bit device right here. We're going to deburr that hole, and I'm just going to step up my drill bit size until I find one that's going to work. Oop, gravity. Self-tapping screw, gravity. Okay, now we're back on schedule here. Click. Okay, let's do this with a 1/4 inch size drill bit. Let's see how that works. Centered, visually centered, here and here. Okay, let's do it. Through the wood. Doing the same thing. Ramming speed. That'll explain it. My battery's running low. Cut. All right, now I'm getting a little PO'd. This is bullshit. I find this unacceptable, and it is displeasing me. Come out. There. So what's the deal? And we're going through just fine, and now they're not. I think the threads are catching the steel before the drill end makes its way all the way through. Bigger pilot holes. Okay. All right, wood. Let's try this again. Oh, that's just wonderful. Look at that. All right. Let's put this one back. Snap. Okay, I think it's time to take a break for a minute. My impact is getting a little warm, and this is how I blow these up. They do great jobs, but they don't do a great job when you run them at 1,000% duty cycle, even when it's like 50-something degrees outside. So we're gonna pause, let this guy cool down, and maybe I'll throw this battery on a charger real quick. During that time, I'm gonna move this stack of wood over here, tear up some more wood over there, and we will proceed after these things cool off and that battery's full again. Okay, zooming through time a little bit. I moved all the fresh wood from here to there, threw all the junk over there in a pile, and I'm just gonna pry bar this stuff up, clean it up like what we saw before, and start setting up the other planks. I think I'll start from the outside, work my way in. That way if there's one that's not quite right, or depending on how many I have to add, I can space them accordingly. And I will do that for symmetry, because I'd rather have an unequal length cut board in the center than all the way off to one side. That being said, we're going back into pry bar destructo mode, and we're gonna do that in high speed, super fast, light speed motion. All right, so the whole future of this particular project rides on one T27 Torx bit. That's the only one that I seem to have here, and if I break it or round it off, then I can't get these studs out. Well, I probably could with pliers, but I don't think I have that kind of patience. Not today. Lube is our friend. It's working! Not that one. Too much dirt. I'll clean that out in a minute. Let's try these guys. Excellent. And there's still 2 stragglers. We gotta dig those guys out. That'll work. Old Sawzall blade. I just need to get the dirt out of the head so I can get a bite on it with the bit. That one's pretty nasty. That one's very nasty. Let's try again. It may be rusted away and there is no surface left. I'll have to use the pliers on it. One more, yeah, that's rusted to like nothing. Okay, green pliers, where'd you go? On the bench. Ooh, that one's in there. Yep, look at that. Snapped it right off. Hammer time. Escalation level 36. Problem solved. Okay, let's move back over here and I'll start to set up some of the boards on this side over there. Actually, that's silly because I've got to slip the boards into there. So if you're over here, then you don't get a very good view. So let's go back over here halfway and then slip the boards in on this side. Like so. All right, so at this point, we're working with some of the wood that seems to have a curve to it. So especially this particular board right here, you can see it's nice and straight and parallel there, but as we move towards the rear, the curve sets it off a couple inches or so. So what I did is I fastened this one down up front. And I think I could just kind of nudge it open. Nah, it moved. I'd like to take. Well, I guess that's okay. Yeah, I'll just set this up the way it is. It's just a trailer. So I can live with that. No, I can't. I just can't. All right, change of plans. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt this one down a couple times. I'm gonna come up here and I'll put another bolt in it right here. And that way when I push on it, it should flex, and when it's finished, it'll be nice and flush and even and parallel with the rest of them. That's the plan, but you guys know how my plans tend to work out. So let's see if this is gonna work or not. I bet it will. Whoa, don't do that. Yeah, there's no sense in wasting valuable dollars just because your wood's got a bit of a curve to it. One more. Okay, that one's nice and flush-like. Let's move out back and see what I can do about straightening this out. Bear with the jitteriness, I'm using power tools as camera stands. Yeah, I'll just push that like so with my leg. Come on, yeah, buddy. Okay. So you go in there. I'd say that'll do. Yep, straightened it right out. Perfect. I've got 1, 2, 3 left. I might be short like two or 3. But I guess we're gonna find out right now. Take this one. Okay, so I have one board hanging out inside, and I'm short, yeah, maybe I'm not short. I'm short 1 1/4 of a board. Okay, so I think I have a solution for this gapping issue. I've got 6 2x6s on either side, and then I've got a gap in the center that cannot be filled up with any number of 2x4s. So that means I will either have to rip one 16 feet, which I don't want to do, or I'm thinking I can go back to the store. I'm gonna have to go back to the store anyway, because if I use 2x6s, I am still gonna be 1 short. But if I were to take 2 more 16-foot lengths of 2x8, fit one here, second one there, and my gaps will remain equal. So I need to make 1 more trip to the depot, and I need 2 2x8 by 16, and that will complete this trailer project. So seeing how this has reached about 84% completion, I'm going to go ahead and call this video complete and close it out. I think we're approaching end of video time. That being said, I'd like to thank all you guys for watching this video, especially those of you who are here now that made it all the way to the very bitter end. I certainly appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, the only thing I would ask of you is that you scroll down and give that like button a tappy tap. That is what lets me and YouTube know that I've done a good job. And if YouTube thinks I've done a good job, it's far more likely to recommend my content to other potential viewers. That's good for me, that's also good for them. So again, and as always, thank you guys for watching. And before you go, don't forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. Goodbye, flatbed trailer.